Hi, I'm Gabby. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about some things. So let's go. Okay, I'm recording. Hello, welcome to the mess that is me. I have my tea, or I had it. I originally thought I would record this earlier, but I did want to finish the video I was editing. It was much shorter than I thought, so I ended up finishing it today. Usually it takes me 2 days, but that's not what you came here for. You came here for movies, which is what I want to talk about. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, but today I'm just taking the time to talk about movies because that's what I'm kind of into. So yeah, movies. And I have 10 minutes. Part of this would be done voiceover illustration because one, I don't have a lot of time and I'm wasting it. So is to record like this way, and also because sometimes when I finish recording a video like this, I sometimes think there's more things I want to say. Sometimes, not all the time, but anyway. So movies. Starting with the movies, the earliest movie that I remember watching last, which was I think Buzz Lightyear. Also, no. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which I thought was great. I might talk about that more because now that it came back. Now it is on Netflix. I might watch it again. I want to watch it again, so I might not say much about it, but I did enjoy it. I will say that. But I do want to talk about Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear. Basically, we don't know Buzz Lightyear. I don't know. But it's basically this movie based on the toy that is shown in Toy Story, which I thought was very interesting, fascinating. I thought it would end a little bit more differently because the way it started out, it started out as this is like want to be a movie. So I was expecting them to show more of a, like in the end, show more of a set, but it didn't end that way. Like to take down the illusion after watching this whole movie, take down the illusion that you was watching a movie making of a movie, if that makes any more sense. But yeah. But that's not what happened. Instead, it did nicely. I enjoyed it again. I have no thing. I would rather this than any live action movie by Disney or Pixar or whatever. But yeah, so I did enjoy the movie, and I really liked the little lesson that I took away from it. And I think it was pretty good. I wish there was more to it, but for what it is, it's good. I can't remember too much detail. It's been a while, some time passed. Another one I want to talk about is Uncharted. I did saw that when I originally was in Texas for a while. Did I make that video yet? Nope. Okay, whatever. Anyway, it was in Texas. We started watching it, and I got really into it. But the only thing I had, the biggest problem I had was a mumbling that I had to put on captions because I usually do watch captions regardless, but this one really needed because I was speaking so lowly. Even when it was required to speak lowly, it was a bit too lowly. And if you hear my cat meowing, it's because he's hungry and it's not dinner time yet. He still has a few more minutes. So anyway, just pretend you don't hear it. Anyway, so that was the movie that I watched. And again, I could have rewatched that and talk about it more later. Again, might be in the voiceover. But yeah, it's been it ended in a way that will open to a sequel. Not the very ending, but like extra credit. Extra credit. Like at the end of the credits, it added on, and I was like, okay. But it didn't add into it. I later found out I think I knew beforehand, like a long time ago, someone said this about us, but I totally forgot that was based off of a game. So that's why I guess that's why they added it, just in case they could remove more room to add for another movie. But I think without it, it would have been better. Just to say like, yeah, this is it, that's it. And if you in your own little conclusions, add your own little conclusions to what you think about the characters and the relationship from how it ended. But maybe that's just me. So another thing that got me into movies is that I finally downloaded Tubi onto my TV, the smart TV that my father has. So that's one good reason to have the TV, because that's where I watched the movie. This movie, not the other movies. But I found out they have Youthful Minds. They still have it for now, and I'm totally hyped because I haven't watched that in years, since it came out probably on TV or Netflix when it first came out. I love that movie. I still do. And then I was like, you know what? I have ebooks. I downloaded the ebook books on thing, and it reminded me, oh, this is based off a book. So I looked for the book, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. I'm gonna read all three. It says it's gonna make a movie, but it's been years. I don't know if they're actually gonna make a movie, especially now that the actress is older. And then when I did look up the actress, by the way, I did find out that she is also acting in another movie that I want to watch that is on Tubi. Yes, I'm so happy. It's called When Hands Touch. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm planning to. I also want to talk more about Hands Touch on a separate video because maybe this is influenced by Modern Girls and Mina Lee and a bunch of other ones, similar aspect is because I was end up paying attention to how the actress and how the characters after the rewatch, how the characters are dressed, and made me think about it, and I want to get more into it, get my own little theory. So yeah, but I'm going to do it in another video, or yeah, so I'm probably going to do another video. So moving on, pushing through. I'm trying to get as much as possible through this section. Before if I have any thoughts, you know. What is the movie I watched? Oh, The Bubble. Oh my god, that was hilarious. I did not expect it much. It was very gruesome. It has a lot of like vomit and blood and stuff. And now like okay, but it's not over much. It doesn't overstay. It's not too much, but ew. And that's all I can say is ew when I see it, but it was very hilarious. I do recommend watching it if you haven't watched The Bubble. But yeah, it is, if you especially remove for comedy, that is a good comedy. And following the same actress, the one before I watched that one was shit, I forgot the name of it. I will plug in the name if I can remember it. But it was the one where she is an assassin, or like when the people call you to kill someone, like that. I might talk about this more later because I forgot the title, but I do remember that I also enjoyed it. I just want to watch people kick ass, so I watched that. People, and it was all female, most female cast. They were guys, of course, but they were the ones they were fighting. All the girls were the heroines in this one. Also kick-ass movie, same actress from The Bubble, which is why I probably watched The Bubble next. So yeah, really enjoyed it. And then after that, I wanted to watch because I wanted to watch a high action movie with maybe a bit of comedy, which is why I watched the Army of Thieves. But I didn't finish watching it because it got to a point where it was really cringe I wasn't expecting. Again, I was expecting cringe, but I was expecting romance cringe, so I stopped short of watching that. Two other movies I want to briefly mention that I watched was Night Shift, which is about pretty much with Jamie Foxx starring it as a vampire hunter, and he works during the day, which is hence the title of this movie, Day Shift. And another one is The Man from Toronto, which has starring two actors I knew, but I don't only remember one of their names, which is the comedian whose name I remember, but I don't remember right now. But anyway, it was also good. Pretty much, he got, because of his lack of getting on things on time, like priority things, getting things done, he ended up making a mistake and being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Still getting results, but now he's stuck inside. Now he's stuck. He had to continue with this fake, false. Shit, what's it called again? Pretty much a lie. He's being followed by the FBI and then being forcibly helped by the person who's actual person. Again, I gotta explain this more later. I'm sorry. Both of these are also on Netflix, so you can watch it. Also The Bubble, The King of Thieves, and The Darkers. Oh, those are on Netflix. And the one I watch on Tubi, there was one I watched that I was trying to watch while falling asleep, and it literally put me to sleep. I could not bear to watch it. I do not remember the name of the movie. And the other one was Asian Chloe Banks, which was like a really pretty much movie target towards kids, and it really showed. You could really tell the way the cringe is, but it was so entertaining, especially the overacting. I think it's like, okay, this is super overacting, but it's quite entertaining. I can't help it. I enjoyed it. And that's it for today because I think time is running out. So I'm going to cut it here. Thank you for, and I'm just going to switch over when I have more to say, because I pretty much have more to say. I definitely do. So I wanted to do this recording and pretty much put it into this. Well, kind of get over it, but I just felt like doing this one. Anyway, but I woke up to loud construction, so I tried to go to the furthest part from my room, and it's like the other side of the house, and you can still hear it. And on this side of the room is music, but it's much lower, so say how it be. So I'm just gonna go over the movies that I didn't fully explain or thank you. I didn't fully explain or when I want to fully explain or articulate much better and clearer. Or didn't get an explanation at all and just listed. But yeah, and I just give a general overthought of my feelings. So going on with the first one, as I said, Uncharted. I don't remember that was the first one, but let's start with that one. So I didn't rewatch it, but I did have time to clarify and think about what I wanted to say. And what I want to say is that the movie, I didn't know what the movie was trying to was going to talk about in the beginning, the very beginning, again, mumbling. Couldn't barely hear throughout the whole first beginning. But basically, like, something about his brother. And his brother pretty much kind of abandoned him or left him alone. So yeah, and then basically it became about trust. A movie about trust, but not with his brother, but with a guy that knew his brother. And if he could trust him or not, or should trust or shouldn't trust. And the guy he did trust, and then until he couldn't trust no more. And it was not just him, it was all the other characters in it. So it's like, all right, it's all about trust and lives and stuff like that. So there we go. And so I think the reason why I didn't like the ending, like not even the ending, like I like the ending, but the after credits ending, I didn't like because then it threw a wrench in it. Like, okay, so we shouldn't be trusting this person. Oh my gosh, okay, I don't get it because I was gonna know that we were trusting, so I don't think that was necessary, and then just kind of sour it a little bit. But it did leave an impression on my left that impression because it would have been just another okay movie, not I guess. Another movie I want to talk about then. What another movie I want to talk about? Okay, so Cody Banks, I think I tried to rush through, but as I said, there was not much to talk about with that movie. It was actually a pretty decent movie for like a kids movie because as I said, you could obviously tell it was by marked towards kids. You have a lot of questions about, yeah, how would that actually be possible? That kind of question. And usually for kids, they don't expect you to question. So I guess that's kind of an insult to kids. My bad. But it's definitely one of those, oh, it's a kids movie kind of thing that you usually like chose to turn your brain off and don't question. But no, you do question. And even if I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I would question it. So if you were going in expecting anything good, like, well, not good. Well, it, as I said, that what got me was the corny acting. I enjoyed it for what it was. I knew going in there's gonna be corny acting, and that's what I got. And but if you're going for a good story plot, you're not gonna have it here. It's gonna make you like very much question everything. And it's like, how is that possible? And why didn't they do this? It's very much gonna be that. So I very much turn your head. Well, not maybe turn it off, but like, yeah, let's not question it. And then if you do, you're not gonna get an answer. So that kind of movie. So another one is I didn't think I completely went over these two was The Man from Toronto and Night Shift. Both of them are like action comedies. One has to do with vampires, and the other one has to do with secret agents and spies. So Kevin Hart, that's his name. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Man from Toronto has to do with Kevin Hart and another actor I knew by face, but I don't know by name. So Kevin Hart got mistaken for the actor whose name I forgot, and so then he was pulled into it and had to continue until the bitter end. And it is hilarious. It's very funny. I enjoyed it. I especially enjoyed the banter between the two, and a little romance that happened. It was cute. And the guy, he had his own motive for doing what he does. Granted, he did mess up. He doesn't has like a full cold heart, but I like how he did regret forgetting to do one job, but it did not stop him from still doing good in the end. I'm trying to be as vague as possible because I really do think you should watch it. I'm sorry, but I also try to give enough details to make it interesting. I thought I was alone. Oh, besides my cat. Anyway, So it is a nice horror buddy cop like kind of movie. Except one is an actual cop, the other one is pretending to be a cop. So it's kind of that kind of movie. That kind of narrows it down and give you an explanation of what the movie is about. And then we have Night Shift. There we go. That one is going to have to do with vampires, and this one's definitely buddy cop because it had paired two guys. This one I do know the actor is one of those brothers. They were in the movie. Um, shit, what was the movie called again? I can't remember the movie. It has to do with the room, the making of the room, or something like that. That biopic kind of movie. Anyway, so not the asshole one, but the younger one, I think. I don't name. I remember their names. I just know they're brothers. Okay, and I start with F. I think it's called the Francos, the Franco brothers. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. And I don't know if he's actual, but he was pretty much known to be an asshole or whatever. Anyway. But that's what I heard. Anyway, why am I still on this? What I was talking about with the movie? Let's talk about the movie. So it's a buddy cop, and as I said, it also was funny. And the only difference is it has more action in this one. No, just has just as much action, but it shows more of the action, I should say. The bloody action, probably. Because there's at one point where in the other one, but that was one because it was doing to be a different. Is this more action, this one? There's definitely more vampires, so I'll say that. I think it does have a little bit more action. As especially towards the end is where the most of the action is happening, and there's a lot of battles. But they don't see every single one, so I can't say it's a lot of fighting. Just that there's a lot more killing on and off screen. There we go. That's should be more appropriate. So, what else was I saying? Yeah, so I especially Snoop Dogg character is very the cool character, and it's like how the fuck did he get out of it? Is my question at the end, because there was a part where he suggests that he died, and then spoilers, he's not. So I'm sorry if I spoil that for you, but for the rest of it, it's like basically the guy is trying to. They're used to having a partner because he doesn't like fight with partners. I'm a lone wolf. I fight by myself kind of type character. Sorry if I'm that's a terrible description, but yeah, that's basically the character. And the guy was like a weakling who doesn't even want to be on the field, but is forced to be on the field. And only reason why they're there is because he doesn't want his to lose his family. The reason why he decided to accept, not there. The reason why he accept the guy is because he want to save his family, and the reason why the guy accept to go on the field is because he wants to move up and get promoted, even though he hates going on the field. He's terrified of vampires. For good reason. And and they pretty much kept his secret. There is a secret at the end. It will become a secret, and it's kind of Jamie's Foxx's fault, but not on purpose. He didn't know who he killed was a high vampire's daughter. But yeah. So anyway, moving on to what I was gonna move on to. Oh shoot! I forgot what was the other movie I want to talk about. Oh, okay. So, I just finally finished the Army of Thieves. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called Army of Thieves, and I finally finished that movie, and it was really good. Okay, so Cringy World wasn't as bad as I expected, but it was still yes very cringy, quite cringy. But I reeled back and they actually did manage to smooth it out, so not bad. But there were other country scenes, but those are much more bearable. Plus, I was just now more prepared to set there was going to be a romance. So there was that. Excuse me. And so I rolled with it, and it was a very good comedy and how much the heist. I really do like the heist. I wish to see them more planning, but when it went wrong splendidly, and there were betrayal, and I was like, I was kind of expecting it, but I didn't expect it this soon. But yeah, right after I started, so actually it was actually a good point because I maybe because I thought it was soon because I started from where I left off, so I thought it was quick. I had an introduction real quick, but yeah, anyway, so it was a pretty good movie and really entertaining. And I'm definitely watching the sequel, The Army of the Dead. So yeah, with John Batista. He is very awkward, but it was a good actor, and I do like the awkwardness that he give off, especially when he was with the girl when they're in love, and the little banter that went on between them in the banter that was going between them when he's cracking open the safe is cute, I think. Anyway, so another movie I want to talk about is I finally watched it. When Hands Touch. I didn't touch upon this one when I was talking about earlier, but because I finally watched it later after, I don't know if I want to make a whole thing with this, but I definitely do want to about at least about the clothing in The Darkest Minds. So I'll just talk about this one here, and I'll talk further about it in my 19 fashion one. But yeah, anyway, here we're gonna talk about just the story because it does happen in 1940s, Germany. Or yeah, somewhere in Germany is as when they moved from wherever they lived, Pilnum, I think her hometown, and they moved to uh Belgium. And the reason why is because one of the characters in there is mixed race. She's half white, half black. Her father's French African, and her mother is German. And it was pretty much a story about how even in blacks were taken into the camps, or blacks who are either German or mixed were taken into these camps just as much as the Jews. The Jews were first, and then they start pulling the blacks just so they can have the Aryan pure race. I guess Catholic race or Christian, whatever it is, in German. So that was the thing. And so she fell in love with, of course, a Nazi son. He has an idea. All he knows, both of them knows, were that the Germans were fighting and the Jews, and there was the world, and there's a paragon about the Jews, and the Jews were fighting. Although she were friends with them, and when she said Gunther was one of the Jews, or a hidden Jew, and she witnessed him die, her brother says, oh, he was a Jew. She said he was a good Jew, and her mother was like, he's a human, which, yes, that was the point. He was a human. And it was really sad to see how he died. It was really pathetic. Well, not pathetic. I'm not pathetic on him, but like how they treated him was really pathetic. I don't know how to explain it, but they were really mean, basically. They wanted him to strip, see his pants, to see his dick and stuff. Oh, it was, anyway. It wasn't even like gruesome. It's just like how they treated him. Ugh. Anyway, so she fell in love, ended up pregnant, and that's another thing. What they did was with these women, they sterilized them. If they didn't have the sterilization papers, they sterilized them, taking away their right to ability to have children. So she had thanks to her mother, she got fake sterilization. So in the end, she did get pregnant. The end, movie got to me. So there were so many times when I stopped this movie because like, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's war. She's not supposed, there's a forbidden love. Love that. I love it when it's done right. But I do like that trope. So this is the one of those forbidden loves. Very forbidden. She lose her family. He'll be fine, but she will lose her family. But he stood up to protect her every single time she got in trouble as much as he could get away with. And he didn't hit her or anything the whole time he was trying to protect her. That was nice. That time when they were hiding away from, and they were in a camp, so that was also realistic. Like no one sees them in the camp. They're not like hiding. They're out in the open, but in the most abandoned place. So I guess no one sees them. That makes no sense to me, but whatever. Anyway. But it was during the heading of the night, so I guess that's okay. And there's barely anybody patrolling, I guess, at night. So that's their excuse. Well, whatever. Say la vie again. And because it's a movie, of course, they had to have bright lighting. So I'm pretty sure if they wore, it would have been dark. And no one would be able to see them. Maybe. So again, I'm just filling in holes and asking questions at the same time. Been thinking up more. So there was just a part on those parts. But other than that, it was okay. There were times when I questioned like how the hell where did she find a place to hide when the Nazis came in and came all of a sudden, because it didn't look like she had a place to hide. It was really weird. And like, okay, where are you hiding? That's what I want to know. Like, you couldn't hide it before? Okay. And I always think it's cute when he's trying to protect her. So. And man. So if you could watch it, I watched it on Tubi, but then I found out later it was on Netflix. Also, part of the reason why I had a problem was because I thought it was gonna end up with a tragedy. So yes, it isn't a tragedy. So there's that, but there is a part in the ending that shocked me. There's also that. Shouldn't, because it kind of told you about it in the beginning. There you go. So there are probably other movies I could have talked about and elaborate, but those are the ones that were always on my mind, and so I just wanted clarify on those. And talk about those specifically. Yeah, so that's all the movies I want to further extend on, and I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you for watching. And bye.